I know I shouldn't be making this video, but I'm gonna do it anyway. What's up, guys? Thanks for being with me again today. Coach Chris here. I'm gonna do another Star Wars video with you. And as you guys know, I started this channel a few months ago. Been pouring my love for Star Wars out for you guys, and trying to build up my subscribers little by little along the way. But as I've been getting involved with the community, I've been more active on Twitter. I've used Twitter mostly in the sports, realm, NFL and NBA. But like I said, over the months, I kind of dove into Star Wars Twitter, and was seeing a lot of stuff even before the movie came out that I was kind of, I don't know about all this. This may not be the best place to do this. But definitely, since the movie came out, I can tell you that, like, Star Wars Twitter is just not a great place for. I don't want to say it's not a great place for fans, but boy, is it a mess, man. Like, I could not have ever imagined that there'd be so many different sections. Star Wars is unique because of where so many different people want different things, especially if you just watch the movies. People love the movies for vastly different reasons. Again, I can go back from when I was a child. I fell in love with Star Wars because of the lightsabers. Now, that doesn't mean that's all I love about Star Wars and I only care about Jedi and Sith. I have grown far beyond that, over my life. But that's what got me into it initially. Some people really just enjoy, like, the Babu Frick kind of, poor kind of Star Wars stuff. Some people really got into it just because of the space and the shit. So many different things. And one thing that I think you see is definitely on Twitter, that I can't imagine it being such a big deal in any of the other trilogies, even though they did have romance. But just all this shipping, like, I don't know what that is about, but, like, there's so many people that are, like, so passionate about relationships that aren't even in the movie, like, that are, like, people want to say they're strongly hinted at. Some of them. I'm not even talking about Reylo. I'm talking about some of the other ones, but even Reylo as well. Like, people are just, like, pissed that certain things didn't go the way they wanted or to the degree that they wanted. Again, they had their Reylo kiss, but they needed Ben Solo to survive. They needed to see him survive and thriving, but they don't understand that Kylo was always gonna die. I bet from the moment they started writing this, Kylo was supposed to die, and at least he went out like that. Reylo fans, like, he could have just, like, been stabbed in the chest. At least he got to come back and redeem himself in that way. But even people trying to write Finn and Poe gay, like, again, I've just gonna be real with you guys. Like, I am not someone that's against any of that. Like, but I just can't imagine, like, people trying to force them being gay and getting mad that they weren't. Like, what kind of time are we living in? Like, I mean, again, like I said, I've been on Twitter and seen some of these tweets of just fans just so angry that, like, literally angry that things didn't go their way. And then, I think over time I was like, okay, you guys are gonna calm down and relax. Like, this stuff is not all that bad. You're just acting childish, like, because things didn't go your way. But then, like one of the things I hate is, like, on Twitter, like, just being, like, a wise guy, making a smart little remark gets so much attention, but some of it's just, like, not even true. Like, people, I can't remember off the top of my head, but there was some tweet about how Leia was a bad mother for sending it with Luke, and, like, just, like, and they put these little phrases. That's just an example. They put something like that, and it's like a catchy little phrase, and they try to make it make sense. It's like a smart ass tweet, but, like, it really is like, come on now, like it doesn't matter. She sent her son to Luke. She thought that he could save him, and again, like, Luke ended up failing. Like, again, that's just the story, but I don't know. I just had a big problem with a lot of different things that I saw on Twitter from fans, and obviously I can't do shit about it, but, I honestly made a stand. I was like, I'm not even gonna really talk, Star Wars on Twitter. After a while, I was like, man, this has gotten out of hand. Like, people just again, so upset. And I remember after The Last Jedi, there being a lot of people upset, but even that was different. I think that fans were more upset because, as great of a movie The Last Jedi did, it did do some things that were just against Star Wars. Like, I've talked about before, like, Luke comes full circle in that movie. He goes from the worst scene in the movie, him throwing his lightsaber over his shoulder, and he goes from saying the Jedi must end, I'm not training you, Rey, to training Rey, and then saying to Kylo, I'm not going to be the last Jedi. So pretty much saying that the Jedi are not going to end. So he comes around full circle, but again, you can't have him throwing the saber over his shoulder, then joking around, him teaching Rey the Force with the whole leaf thing. Like, these are things that, like, you just wouldn't have seen in any other Star Wars trilogy. Yes, Yoda was a jokester, but, like, you know, it was just a little bit different to me, and there were just some things off, some small things off, like not nearly as much as people made it seem with The Last Jedi. And just the whole conversation on Twitter was more just so around those things. I think people's nitpicking of Holdo and all this stuff, I think that kind of faded over time. But I don't know. I just felt like it was a bit different in The Last Jedi. Not that there was any. It was probably worse in The Last Jedi because as far as dividing the fans, The Rise of Skywalker has not divided fans. Like from what I've seen on Twitter, there's just been some of these childish reactions to some of it. It was kind of weird. I'm not saying you had to like the movie. It's fine to dislike the movie, but like, you know, some of the nitpicking. Like, okay, you can do this with every single movie. Like, oh, his plan didn't quite add up. Like, okay, like I just watched all the movies. They all have little things. Like, I'll go back to Phantom Menace. Like, I rewatched it again. Like, you can't tell me that they couldn't have saved Anakin's mother. Like, Qui-Gon, and they got 2 Jedi there on the planet. You mean to tell me he can't just take, you know, unslave, you know, Shmi from Tatooine? Like, he has the power to do that. Doesn't matter what that guy says. He had the power to free her. You know, like, he could have done that. Like, plot hole, let's make some cool, smart-ass tweet about that to get a whole bunch of likes and retweets and talk about how the movie is trash because, you know, his mother is still enslaved. But, yes, so, yeah, that was a problem, but that also is a part of Anakin's story, that his mother stays there and ultimately perishes. Like, that's all ends up part of his story. I mean, it's a story being told. I mean, again, Star Wars is great. Like, no story is perfect, but Star Wars is great. The way that they tie so many different stories together, not just with the characters we see in the Skywalker saga, but all the people we see in the novelizations and the animated series. I mean, the way they do that is honestly legendary to me. I love it. But that doesn't mean that they sometimes they have to do some things like keeping Shmi a slave to go along with the plot. I mean, but again, I just, when I saw some of this stuff on Twitter, there's so much of it, and I'm not even, honestly right now, I'm not even doing the best job of portraying exactly how I feel about it, but it was just a mess. Like, and I was shocked to see it. I was honestly embarrassed for some people's reactions and some of the things that they said, because again, it was just because things didn't go their way in the way that they wanted them to go. They didn't even want to see it, you know, another way. So again, I guess that's just my quick little 2 cents. Maybe wait a little bit to get on Star Wars Twitter. Maybe it's gotten better since the movie has been out for about a month now. But if you guys had the same experience, let me know it in the comments. Be sure to like this video. I'm sure some of you ain't gonna like this because you probably are one of the people on Twitter that I'm talking about. But again, let me know what you guys think, and thank you for watching. All right.